I never thought it would come to this. Hey guys, Taylor from Simply Betta here. Today I'm doing something unthinkable for me. Never before has hair algae defeated me. I've spent years picking and plucking and scooping and tweezing and balancing my little ecosystems to basically eradicate this menace. But today I feel like taking a shortcut. That's right, a shortcut. I'm human. I need some instant gratification in my life too. I need to go out and buy a product that promises me results quick and easy. I just need to take a little bit of money and throw it at this hair algae to try to kill it and fix it, right? I just want to pour something in my tank and destroy the algae, right? Right? Very high-pitched! Because who cares about fixing the root cause of a problem when you can just obliterate a symptom? Right? Okay, real talk. This planted tank of mine has had some serious hair algae problems in the past. Mostly due to me not having a light on a timer and just manually flicking it on and off every night and forgetting about it a lot. It's all my fault. But this was back when the fish tank was still in the fish room. I moved this little project tank. It's my DIY CO2 tank where I'm only using CO2 that I make out of yeast and sugar as the DIY option, just for fun. But I brought that tank out of the fish room. I placed it in my living area to love it and to make it look pretty. But I still have a hair algae problem. I've been reaching and I've been manually removing it a lot. It keeps coming back. It's entwined around my plants and into my substrate, and it's just everywhere. And I don't really know what to do. So I've been trying to balance the tank a little bit. And by that, I've been messing with like my light intensity, my light duration, my water change schedule, my fertilization schedule, having more healthy plant mass to outcompete the algae, like all the usual things that you would do if you had a really big algae problem. You're basically trying to tweak the environment and balance the environment to put algae at a disadvantage so it won't grow as much. And ideally, this would fix the issue, but it's not. It hasn't yet. And I don't feel like being patient. Usually I'm patient, but sometimes I just want to try new things. I can't just get a bunch of Amano shrimp and throw them in and have them eat the algae because I keep spawns of betta fish or beta fish. And I feel like my spawns would just really pick on the shrimp because bettas are predators. Some people might suggest, get an auto synchlis to go in and eat the algae. Well, I mean, I could do that too, but my fish would pick on it. And ideally, you keep autos in little schools, and I don't really have the space in my 20-gallon tank for a school of autos and all my growing baby betta fish. All of this balancing takes time and patience, and I ran out of that 6 months ago. So I thought this might be the perfect opportunity to just try buying something, find a product that would promise me that it would help kill algae, and try it because I've never done that before. So today's quick fix product that I'm going to try and see if it actually works is this one. It's called API Algae Fix, and supposedly it helps control algae growth. And I get a lot of questions about stuff like this, and I didn't have any experience with products like this, so I thought, hey, I'm just gonna try this so that way if somebody asks me about it, I can actually have experience with it. It's in the name, Algae Fix. It's gonna fix my algae, right? So let's test this out. Dosing instructions seem straightforward. Uh-oh, this might not be good for my snails. So reading on here, it says you're not supposed to have shrimp or freshwater crabs or lobsters or crayfish, etc. in your fish tank because this is going to be bad for it, but it doesn't say anything about snails. Do I want to risk that? I love my snails. I used to despise snails from the center of my being, but I've actually grown to really like pink and blue ram's horn snails and Malaysian trumpet snails. And mystery snails, of course. In my last video, I actually made food for my snails and homemade food I could feed them because I think they're really cute, which is totally normal. I'm just gonna take 5 minutes and remove a bunch of snails just by hand before I film anymore because I love my snails. I'm gonna put them in this coffee cup. There's not coffee in it, promise. It's really hygienic. Really hygienic, Taylor. Save the snails, save the snails. I'm also pulling out a few chunks of hair algae. Imagine that. Imagine me pulling out some hair algae chunks out of this fish tank. 1 milliliter for each 10 US gallons. I dosed my tank and I waited, smugly. Now, I'm not actually sure if this is going to work. I've never tried a product like this one, like one that's supposed to kill algae. I'm mostly just trying it to see what happens. And because I get questions on this kind of stuff a lot and I don't have experience with products, so let's just try it on one of my beloved tanks and see what happens. I will say that using a product meant to kill algae is not actually solving your problem. It might help to control it temporarily, but do you want to be like a slave to having to dose your tank with algae control products constantly? Or do you want to try to solve the root cause of your problem? Like if I leave my light on way too long every day and I have a ton of algae and I'm using the algae control product and it's working, but then the moment I stop using the product, the algae is just going to come back like crazy. It's just masking a symptom of too much light. But if this does work and it does kill all the algae and control it, that'd be really nice. It'd be really nice just to kill all this stuff so I could start with a pretty blank slate. So that's why I'm doing this. Product experience so I can recommend it or not recommend it or recommend different products. Or if it actually works, it'd be nice just to start with a blank slate with much less algae. And then I think when I do my little tweaks and ecosystem changes, it'd be easier to see what's happening. And it turns out this isn't even a super quick fix. You have to dose it every 3 days until the algae is controlled and then repeat the doses once a week. So there it is. You're masking a symptom. So I'm gonna go put these cute little pink snails somewhere safe and try API algae fix at least for like a couple weeks and see what happens. Yes, this is my actual coffee cup. It's a Skyrim coffee cup, but you only see it when it gets really warm. It's my favorite coffee cup.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Okay, so how does all this stuff work anyway? The active ingredient in this product is called polyoxyethylene dimethylaminoethylene dimethylaminoethylene dichloride. What? That. From what I gather, it does something to disrupt the cell wall of algae, which then kills it. I've also read that it's really more effective against preventing algae than it is from killing it. I do have other products that I could have used, that I could have tried that weren't algicides, because this is an algicide. But I decided I get so many questions about things like this, I was just gonna give it a try. I was gonna use algicide for the first time. My other products probably wouldn't have been as quick acting, not quite as instant, supposedly, which is today's theme. Today's sponsor is being fast instead of adjusting the root causes of your problems. This is what my tank looks like after a week of treatment. The algae definitely looks a little sadder. It doesn't look happy, but it's still there. I was gonna leave the algae in there just to see what happened with this product, but you know what, it looks sad. I'm just gonna remove it. I guess I'll just try to pull out as much of the sad algae as I can and do a water change right now. And I'll probably go back to trying to adjust the root causes of my problems. It's not as fun. This was supposed to be instant. Actually, it probably wasn't. I just assumed. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.